Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show with Martin here, your host. And this morning we'll be looking at the market using the VSA 360, which is the prime flagship products of TradeVSA. And don't forget, join us next weekend, June 3rd and 4th on Invest Fair, where you're truly here is going to be one of the speakers in the afternoon, and there are many great speakers coming also on that day. For those of you who are looking for a great educational day out on investment, June 3rd and 4th will definitely be the time to come over to the Mid Valley Exhibition Hall in here. But let's take a look at our market this morning. Hasn't been that great. I think many of you would have known our KLCI market just turned Red Pentagon 2 or 3 days ago, and today, right now, as I spoke of, just broke below the 1400. And this morning, I updated on the morning podcast, and one of the reasons why is that other than the KLCI turning Red Pentagon, is actually testing lower before it can really rebound back, and that is also due to the selling that we see right now in the Hang Seng as well as the Shenzhen. And also, you all know that the ringgit has turned to 4.6. A lot of painful, especially those of you who are looking to travel, being ringgit a bit weaker than it is, and also Singapore is 3.4 already right now. That's making it very painful for those of you who's working, who's going to Singapore. But if you're working in Singapore, your Sing dollar is worth a lot more in Malaysia in here. Now that we know that our KLCI market has broken below the 1410 levels in here, what are we going to be doing next? And of course, the only silver lining that we see is some of our insider trading trades that we talked about last week, which tend to buckle against the exchange, because when you have the insider buying many of these reports that you've seen, it's not really following the index, so it is on its own so-called silo by itself. And I think that is the only silver lining, which is not much affected by the overall sell down that we see in the KLCI right now. So let's take a look at the VSA 360 and look at what we looking at. Definitely you can see a lot of red Pentagon coming out in here. First thing, we'll look at the alert. You can see red Pentagon, Tune Pro, Sedania, see even Top Glove has turned red, Supermax, and that's just eventually Hata has turned red, which is actually on the 26th, which is actually yesterday, has turned red Pentagon after it being going up so much. And also we've seen a lot of red in here, and if you switch on some of the older stocks that I had also turned red Pentagon. Everything is sort of turning red in here. No surprises, because the KLCI turned red Pentagon much earlier in here, and I know that's something a lot, but the good side of it, which also I updated the everyone else, is on the US tech stocks. Okay, US tech stocks. So right now we can see everything is red, but at one point it's going to turn back green again. We just don't know when. Hang Seng now is undergoing really huge selling, which is down almost 2% in here. Nasdaq is a little bit of holding up, as I updated also. The US debt ceiling eventually will be resolved, and that is going to take us into maybe another new ground where we will see more growth from the US. Especially we saw last night Nvidia had a better reporting, and the earnings caused that stock to jump almost 23% in here, and a lot of tech stocks, especially the AI chip and the semiconductors, has also pushed up higher. Now, on our Malaysian side in here, you could see foreign funds just on top of me here. You can see 1, 2, 3 outflow in here. We just have 2 occasions of downflow, and that's what the market is really selling down. Also, I will show you to right here. You can see Hang Seng monthly return, which is almost down 5% in May. And that's what we are, and right now we're not too sure whether this is going to be more, but right now you can see Hang Seng is already down 2% just in one day. A lot of huge selling in there. You got 2.5% in our local market in here. What's positive is healthcare, but healthcare, I think when you see Top Glove turning red Pentagon, everything is also turned red Pentagon already, right? You can see the big previously we have healthcare. Let me just bring out the healthcare. That's right. Just turned Red Pentagon yesterday. You can see that huge selling that we see. So a lot of our stocks also same thing. This is also partly due to the KLCI being turning Red Pentagon. So everything is all red lah, except for transport and utilities. Transport is still holding up, and you got utilities. This is where government may want to remove the tariff, and that seems to be very positive for this market. But big gains usually you don't see it, but it's been up for 57 days, right? 57 days on the KLCI side here. So that's the only one that is really positive on our market here. So this is not looking that good, to be frank with you. You can see. Let's look at the let's also take a look at the what we call the KLCI monthly return here. So let me just switch to KLCI here, so you can see this is very easy, and we have 1, 2, 3, 5 months continuous downwards in here. So no surprises why people are not interested in this market. It's kind of difficult to trade unless you are just trading the very shorter terms in here. All right, so this is again the KLCI turning Red Pentagon, and hopefully we have 4 or 5 bars in a down bar row, and we will hopefully get a bit of rebound very, very soon. Now if you look from the schematic or conceptual map of the KLCI in here, we did see a Red Pentagon. The market broke down. The market did hit high, and we were wanting it to test higher, because you can see that US is actually breaking higher, but who knows, our market all of a sudden wanted to follow the China market, which has been following China because it is one of the largest trading partner, and it broke down as what we saw. The Hang Seng broke down, and then the market broke down. And if it do break down Hang Seng more, then we'll see the KLCI moving into a stage 4 markdown, and previously what we think was a stage 1 accumulation turned out to be a stage 3 distribution, where they were distributing, and then we see that breakdown. Hard break for a lot of traders who was looking for the breakout, like myself too, and also for the Chinese market continuing to break lower in here. And this is also due to the GDP figure that was coming up from China, really not the rosy that we have. So right now we can see we have 1, 2, 3. So in terms of down bar, we have 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4 bar, 5 bar. So we have 5 down bars. Okay, so we usually get 5 bar down bar. You might get see a bit of rebound soon in here, but having said that, market has started to turn downwards because it broke through the 20 and 40 day moving average in here. Looks like it's going to be testing the 140 level in here. So let's check out our 1399 in here. So testing it right now, and we want to see end of today how much of that in it. But it's also affected by the banking sectors. So if you just sort of check out the banking sectors, you have Maybank here, right? And you can see Maybank is holding up. Maybank is holding up, right? But this was this breakdown that you see in here, and there's a lot of call to buy 1010 right now, which is again now Maybank has always been the darling of many of those calls. So this is where the VSA 360 benefit will have the buy and sell call from the analysts, what we see here. Whoa, this is a pretty good one. 10 to 1 from this level in here. Stop loss 10 to 1 if those who are looking to interested to buying Maybank. So on the VSA plugin using the futures chart in here, which is a more leading indicator, this is sometimes what we look at in here. This is not updated, so I just have to show you that the market from here onwards, the FKLI in here. So we go to, so we can see again after we have that Red Pentagon market. Now we do have a support at 140, which is it is testing now. Last time it tested, it can poke right through 1385 and then shoot straight up in here. I don't think the market's going to break this old high. And also we want to compare to the Shanghai. You can see from the Shanghai here, last round it did poke low. That was 16th of March, and if you go back to 16th of March, somewhere around here, which is this is also this market that was at this low. But what is more revealing, you can see, right, 16th of March, the Shanghai index actually broken below So if it does broke below this level of 16th of March, the KLCI may test back this level at 1385. So it may point to more downwards that we see right now at here. Do I say this makes sense? Else give me a comment or give me a thumbs up in here. Hope that this information are really pointing you to the downside, to the right side of things. So not that good for the KLCI in here. Again, if you look at the VSA 360, one of the worst performing continuous consecutive of down months that we've seen going back to 2016. 5 down bars. 5 down bar, we are down 6%, 3% in here, but I do think at one point the market is recovering. So right now we also have the state election in here, so foreign funds are also selling up in the head, and if you are buying on dips, I do think that this is actually a good point to start thinking of buying dips, because the market will recover. But do remember, many times the rally that we see after the dips may not be sustainable in here, so it's still going to be a short-term trading. So this morning in here, the intraday alert not benefiting from what we see in the US side as well as the KLCI in here. Only SMRT here, so SMRT is one of the top volume, overtake it. So let's take a look at SMRT. Okay, so yep, this is the only positive. SMRT breaking higher at 6%. So you can see at least this is something. Let me just go back to my slide here, which was at 66 cents, about 0.7 at 920. If you pick it up at 920, so if you switch it off to those, just one of the benefits here, 920. All right, switching to a 15-minute chart here, so you can see 9 o'clock, 920. Yep. 920 at 0.8, so you could have possibly got in at 685, now about 69 in here. So that's something look for those who trades the quick intraday movement here. All right, and this is the kind of market that we are in, but at least something on the positive side is the insider buying and selling. This is a key quote brought out by Peter Lynch: when insider sell their stocks, there are many reasons. When they buy, they're likely to go up. And we've seen Chin Hin is definitely one of the abnormal buying so far we have in here. And of course, all our VSA 360 charts are something we quite proud of. Call to buy, call to sell, buying and selling, very well defined. And this was one of the fairly good example. We see long accumulation and a patient game, and then finally the market sort of shoots straight up, almost 150%. So last week we were talking about Yong Tai. That was on the previous. Let's take a look at Yong Tai after where did the market go. But of course, right now Yong Tai has a change, has turned Red Pentagon, and with the market selling everything also. So you can see from this, that's why it's important when you have this switching to 6 month. You can see at this junction here, we saw the buying that was on the so-called April. Then we have this buying here, right? The 90 million, that's the one I showed you previously. And then the market did push up higher before we had this Red Pentagon in here. So it does make sense. Again, depending on where the stages of the market in here, insider buying has give you an edge when you buy that. Next one is A Health. All right, let's check out A Health. So A Health, Apex, and if you look at it, this is a pretty good stock, rated 5 out of 8. And this is where, remember previously, right, we were looking at here at 390, right at the base there, and with the kind of buying, and you can see from here, yes, the market actually hold out. Right, so this is actually perhaps a good point, but then turn green Pentagon, and then the market picks back up. Of course, yesterday we have this huge selling, foreign fund also sell, and there's a call to hold at 385 in here. Another one, 385. A lot of call to hold for the public bank. Okay, this is it's only public bank like to cover this stock. Like to cover this stock. 380. The market sell down. There was lots of buying by Dr. Kirk here, Dr. Lee, Dr. Kee Kirk Chin. Okay, so that's A health, something beneficial for you to look at. On the 19th, we have Perak Transport. All right, Perak Transport, we saw one loan buying. Let's see Perak Transport. Been very quiet. Okay, so after the Perak Transport, this is where, let's go back to the chart here. Yep, we have this one buying here on the 14th of May. Right, the market did hold out, but again there was a call to buy, so it's holding up nicely, much better than what we see overall. So these are what I talk about, where the individual index, which is pretty much controlled by the insider buying, control the stock prices, and they don't tend to fall that much compared to those basic ones. So this can present an opportunity for those of you who don't want to, fall into the volatility of the market. As I said before, those insider buying, definitely VSA 360 is something you want to check out in. That's on 19th of May. We got Sasadi, which is 18 cent. Let's take a look at Sasadi last week. Did the market hold up? Yep, you can see here after that one loan buying, the market picks up the next day, and you can see this market really move up and sideways in here. Right? Even today, it's holding up unchanged at 0% in here. All right, so it do dividend. Okay, of course we have Chin Hin. Chin Hin did turn green Pentagon, but of course after that green Pentagon, it did came back down, and many people taking profit. It becomes a mainstream here. It turned green Pentagon. You can see still a lot of huge buying, right? Sell off, then a green bar, and this morning it's down 0.2. So this one is actually a good one. And later on I'll show you a couple of slides where the tendency of giving you a chance to buy on a pullback. So let's take a look this week. Buying, we have VS, lots of buying in here, so take note. And let's check out who are the buyers in here. So need to type VS, and you can see pretty easy to see. If you have not have it, this is something you want to look at. So we got two. EPF is selling. We got Datin Lin, Datuk Gan. I think this is all the family members are buying up. Let's take a look. But I do think that there will be support here. Okay, just like some of the charts you've seen there. Of course, next week we'll come back and review this. Then we have Magnitech, streams of buying in here. Then there was one selling. So that what pushes up. Again, some of these stocks operate in their own silo, right? Because they're not, and you can see that down back to 185 here. So this is why we got pretty good buying, 41k, 200k, same person buying actually, fair bit in here. And let's take a look at not this one here. We want to see is Tan Poi Sing. It's a MD. Okay, if the MD buys, then probably we know something. He's pretty young too, 39 years old. So a lot of information we can find out from the VSA 360, making it so much easier. And it's rated 6 out of 8, has a ROE of 12, P, good reward to risk with a 4 times here, and that's simply something to look at. Okay, and next is My News. Lots of buying in here, building up a nice base. And okay, so this is something next week we'll come back, take a look at it. So My News will be a good one here, insider buying here. And previously you can see those area where we see the yellow trend zone, right? The yellow trend zone that can be an opportunity to buy. So some of the earlier charts that I showed you are yellow trend zone, and we build on a nice support in here, right? Market tendency to move up, and you can see from here green moving up. And here's another one. But if you do see cluster of selling, this red one in here, you want to avoid it. And this is where the market. So right now, even for Pelican, some selling in here, usually you will probably see profit taking coming soon, right? So again, good reminder, next weekend, 3rd and 4th of June at the Mid Valley for the Invest Fair. Make sure you come along, bring your children, your friends, and do come over and say hi to me, and we'll take some photos too. All right, and also don't forget our 10-day free trial for worth 266. Those of you who want to check out the VSA 360, this is area in here. If you're ready, go on and order our proprietary VSA in here to give you the kind of edge that no one else is. All right, so if you want to help me to look at any stocks, feel free to put it in there. else, that's all we have for this morning. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you on the Invest Fair, and have a good weekend. I'll be back on Monday, and check out the morning podcast. Morning podcast that I did. Follow us on YouTube and also on TikTok. My handler is trade_VSA. And don't forget to subscribe to our Telegram chat room for the free stock market information that will keep you updated. Thank you for your support, and do give us a thumb up.